I'm joined in studio by Jana Kretzmar. She's from the Earth Child Project. She's going to speak to us a little bit more about her organization. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thanks for having me.
Now, let's kick it off by you explaining to us, please, what is the Earth Child Project?
Sure. The Earth Child Project is a local non-profit organization, and we're primarily an educational organization working in under-resourced schools in Khayelitsha and Lavender Hill, but doing slightly different education to the mainstream curriculum. We do things like yoga, meditation, worm farming, organic gardening, so really trying to bring more holistic and practical skills into the classroom.
Now, Jana, there's just so much to the Earth Child Project, so let's start on one end of the spectrum with meditation and yoga. Now, obviously, many people find this to be so beneficial. Why is it important to be teaching this to children in townships?
It's really great to start at a young age, just like learning a language is easier when you're younger. And also, so much of the life skills that is being done is quite academic, where yoga and meditation is a very practical skill. So it's not for their future, it's really for their present. And especially with children in these communities, they're experiencing particularly high levels of stress and trauma, and it's very difficult to learn or to develop physically, mentally, emotionally if you're constantly in a state of trauma or stress. And so yoga, meditation, we've really seen really helps to relax them, to calm their minds, to help them focus and concentrate better.
Now, what has been the response from the children who are receiving these classes?
The kids love the yoga. They absolutely love it. We've seen children that start doing it after school, in the mornings, in their holidays, at break time, just of their own initiative, because it makes them feel good. When they do it, they feel relaxed, they feel peaceful, they feel energized. And so they've really embraced these exercises. And we've even found that they're starting to teach their friends, their parents, their grandparents, which has been really wonderful to see.
Now, speak to us about some of the techniques that you teach the children when it comes to meditation, because of course this is something that can be implemented in adults and children from all sorts of walks of life.
Absolutely. So when you're teaching yoga and meditation to children, it's quite different to what an adult might experience if they go to a yoga studio, because it has to be fun and engaging and creative. So we do also a bit shorter if it's a meditation for children. So for young children, it would only be about 5 minutes. And we often use the imagination to take them on a bit of a journey and use creating different scenes if it's to do with colors or senses to make it more interesting for the children.
Now, we've spoken a little bit about the Earth Child Project's focus on the well-being of the child, himself or herself, but the Earth Child Project also focuses on the well-being of the planet, and our interaction with the planet.
Yes.
Speak to us a little bit about that.
Yes, I know sometimes it might seem strange to do yoga and meditation and then worm farming, but for us they're very connected, because it's the well-being, as you said, of our inner selves, and then the well-being of the environment is very much connected. And quite an obvious way is the food that we eat. So we teach the children how to grow their own organic vegetables in a way that they can do at home, so in small containers, and things like worm farming, bringing it into the classroom.
What is worm farming?
What is worm farming? Sorry.
No, don't apologize. I'm just very, very interested.
No. So basically, there's a kind of worm farm called the red wriggler, and it's very good at turning our organic waste, our kitchen waste, into very good fertilizer and compost. So often you'll keep it in a plastic container, so that we have it in the classroom actually. So the children call it their pets. They have 1,000 pets in their classroom, and they bring their organic waste from home, and the earthworms turned it into really good compost and a liquid fertilizer called worm tea. And you can use that liquid fertilizer on your plants. And so it's a really great way for the children to be learning about the complete cycle, because then we use that compost to teach them how to grow their own vegetables.
Now, to the teacher who's watching this, who thinks that's an absolutely fantastic idea, is this type of program something that you can implement in your own classroom or in your own life with your own children?
Absolutely, absolutely. The teachers often take the worm farms home during the holidays and say they want one afterwards because their kids loved it. And it definitely is something that teachers can use in their classroom. It's a great way to make learning about other subjects more hands-on and engaging. So in the curriculum, they learn about soil, they learn about different insects and creatures, and this makes it much more practical, which is what Earthchild Project is trying to do. So if there are teachers out there that are interested, they can get in touch with us and we can share with them how they can do this in their classroom.
Now, speak to us about South Africans' perceptions when it comes to yoga and meditation and worm farming. Are we embracing these ideas? Are we getting on board, or are you facing a little bit of resistance? Do we need to be convinced still?
Well, it's been interesting to see the changes over the years. This is now our 9th year. And in our early days, many people hadn't heard about yoga and meditation. But I think in South Africa, and specifically in Cape Town, it's really growing, the world of yoga and holistic health and well-being. And so we're finding that it's more and more known, even in these communities where we are working, that people have seen a character on a local sitcom that does yoga, and so they want to do yoga too. And it's really supporting what we're doing, that there's less resistance to it now. People are much more open to it.
Let's speak a little bit about the Earthchild Project and how it's run. It's obviously run as a not-for-profit organization, which means that you're reliant on funders.
Yes. So we have a variety of different ways that we are supported. There's trust funds and foundations. Local businesses also support us. So the inspiration for the name came from our first funder, which is the Earthchild Clothing Company, and they are one of our donors. And then we also have individuals that support us on a monthly basis.
If somebody wants to be one of those individuals who can help out, how can they do it?
Well, they can get in touch with us. At the moment, we've got a campaign called Share the Love of Yoga, where if an individual likes what we do and want to support us, it's 200 Rand to sponsor one child's weekly yoga classes for a whole year. So, I mean, in some countries, that's how much you'd pay just for 1 or 2 yoga classes. So that's one way that the public can get involved and support us.
And tell us, can we keep up to date with what's happening with the Earthchild Project? Are you active on social media? Do you have a website?
Yes, definitely. So we have a website and a Facebook page and Twitter, and we are active on there, and it's a really great way to keep in touch with what we're doing and to see when there's opportunities to get involved. For those who live in Cape Town especially, they can come and join a hike or join a yoga class.
Well, thank you so much for joining us today.
Great, thank you.